we hear about black men?
They don't get married.
No, they don't like who?
Oh, they don't like black women.
Well, yeah.
The national average for black men who are married, what are they married to?
It's got to be black women.
Black women at what percentage? Over 85%. But it don't matter though, because once they make money, that's when they go get white women.
White women, yeah.
The national average for making over $200,000, black men, right? How many of those men are married to black women?
I'll give him about a cool
95%.
95?
I believe it.
I do believe it. And then when you hear the horror stories, we got to talk about Scottie Pippen.
Girl.
Lex has a good point though, because they'll show the Scottie Pippen, right? And they'll say, look, this is how black men behave. Yeah. But that's not the fact. Destroying the black family has been on the forefront of the mind of the people who created this country. How do you destroy the black wealth in this country?
Yeah.
Destroy the black family. Make black women think that black men don't love them. Make black men think that black women don't respect them. That's all a fallacy. It's not true. The older I get, I'm 40 years old now, the more I realize that everything I've learned from mass media has been programmed by people who have an agenda.
It said 83% of black men are married to black women. The Veil said it's over 85%. So based off the data, it appears that black men do not have a disdain for black women. In fact, they're marrying them. And if you are an athlete or you consider a high value man, it still doesn't outweigh what the data says. But what are your thoughts about it, Kenny? I know we on these panels, we see something different, and some of the men on the panel may be able to argue that there is some hate and some disdain for black women, but it's not the majority. But what are your thoughts?
The numbers are the numbers. Numbers could be skewed to fit any argument, but let's take the numbers that we just got. For all the women that want to give pushback and want to feel a certain type of way, the numbers are there. Black men love black women. They usually pick the outliers to group us all in a position that, you know, they have some point of contention to say that we're not good. They'll pull out the affluent ball player and say that represent the masses of the blue collars that roll up their sleeves that just want to love them. But we, a certain portion of us, I would say a minority, don't make it easy. But what's the problem in pointing out the deficiency in how these women think? That's why we have King Talk. That's why we have brothers that put input, such as Law and Shannon and all the other brothers up here, so we can dispel this rumor, so we can move progressively forward. Stop all the nonsense. Women don't want to be accountable nowadays. And when we bring the numbers to them and show them that, listen, it's not your way, it's the village's way. And we want to love you, you just need to get out of your way. They have to make a choice. The numbers are there. I'll stick to the numbers that we just saw. Ladies, tighten up.
So, you know, I be trying to avoid the comment section, right? Because I see so much nonsense in it. But I'm going to speak on this one, right? You can look at this panel right now. Out of this panel, I believe is 50% of us are married, right? And we are all married, to my knowledge, to black women. So those are real statistics right there showing you. It ain't just the numbers. We are all married to black women. And I'm not sure what all these individuals make as far as salary, but I'm pretty sure we all okay. You dig what I'm saying? We all do well. I keep it real with you. I probably know maybe three brothers that are married to women that aren't black women out of hundreds that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop with this. Stop trying to do all this victimization shit. And I'm talking to you, Di. Yeah. Come on, Di, in the comments. I see that. Yo, we telling you facts right now. Stop thinking that, oh, black men are out here just running to the other side all the time. That's not even that. Not only that, but we're not necessarily in those circles to even do so. So, you know what I'm saying? You may want to, you know what I'm saying, dial that back and change your attitude about these things, because that's probably putting you in a scenario to where you feel like black men don't want you, because you're probably making yourself unpresentable. You're probably putting yourself in a scenario where they aren't looking at you because you have this disdain for what you think we're doing when we're trying to show you the facts in front of us. Plain and simple. So you might want to dial that back. But that's all. I'll be trying to stay out the comments, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
I hear you.
All right, go ahead, Shreya.
I thought you said you don't read the comments last week. Hey, listen. My bad. So, this is just another one of those cases where we have a loud minority, right? You see some people, and I understand sometimes where females may get the idea. It's wrong, but it's not. They're not pulling it out of nowhere. There are some men who have a lot of vitriol for women, right? And unfortunately, they've reacted to that particular content. So the algorithm will continue to fuel your anger. That's just what it is. People have to understand that. When you like, if you open up most of the guys' Explorer page, you're going to see nothing but big asses, right? And that's because that's what dudes was watching. That's what they reacted to. Even if they thought they were being slick enough not to watch, to hit the like button or comment, they still touched it through the Explorer page, and I let them know that that's what you like. And because you reacted, probably went in the comments somewhere when you saw some dude saying something crazy, you were compelled to speak on it, right? And if you was on YouTube, you probably disliked it. All that is engagement. So they're gonna keep showing you that, right? And then if you don't present yourself in a way where you would entice or compel a man to marry you, then your experiences are gonna suck, right? You could be chasing after the same type of dudes over and over and over and expecting a different result, which we know what that is. At some point, you have to look from within. If you don't like the results that you're getting, then you must improve. There is no way around that. If you can't get a man and you see all these other women are, these other beautiful black women are, then there's something you need to figure out about yourself and why you suck. It is what it is. If men are not treating you well, it's because you were probably not picking good men. The red flags were there and you ignored it because maybe he looked the way you wanted him to look. He talked the way you wanted him to talk, smelled the way you wanted him to smell, or had the bank account that you liked. But you realized that you were incompatible with them, or you realized you didn't respect them and you destroyed the relationship. This is sometimes what we have to think about. You can't always blame the other individual. And we understand that there are some men who just are terrible leaders and different things like that. But I don't feel like that's the overwhelming majority. I'm able to talk to plenty of men. There are some men who need some work, but most of the men are definitely willing to put in that work to make sure that he's a suitable husband. And most men, contrary to popular belief, want to have a person to marry. The only reason why you see even the individuals who aren't is because they don't have a woman who is suitable for marriage. But I would venture to say that even the gentlemen who aren't yet married or aren't presently married would probably do it if they had faith in a woman that they knew was willing to get on a program, that was feminine, that was willing to put in her work and really respected that man, that they would. I think it would be hard to find a man who's not into that. Most of us men actually yearn marriage and want a person to be to have as a significant other. But people just don't think so because their experiences. A lot of people take their anecdotal experiences, and if that's how you feel, then you sound no worse than a lot of the red pillars on the podcast that's, regurgitating a bunch of talking points. You got to look at yourself sometimes. I'll land the plane there.